Justifying your actions by trying to tie them to your ancestors' efforts to fight for their civil rights is an exercise in stupidity. You tune in for those in the cheap seats. Let's talk Candice Owens. Candice Owens has been in this social media beef back and forth with Cardi B over the past week or so concerning the issues of Cardi B sit down with Joe Biden. Now, first of all, I don't care about Joe Biden sitting down with Cardi B because it was an exercise in nothing. Cardi B is not a representative of the black community, nor does Cardi B know a damn thing. But Candice Owens took to social media to voice her critique about the interview and why someone like Cardi B should have not been granted the opportunity to interview Joe Biden. And of course, she said her usual Candice Owens stupidity, which is, I will talk at someone and not talk to you, or I should say not talk to you. And it didn't go over well. Cardi B hit back a couple of times at Candice Owens over social media, and her last hit was that Candice Owens has no business talking about issues that concern the black community when she's partnered up with a non-black. And I agree. Surprisingly enough, I agree with Cardi B's sentiment. I know that's rare that I would be agreeing with Cardi B on anything, but I actually do agree with her on this. Candice Owens has divested from the black community. So, as I have said a number of times, if you have divested from the black community, you cannot represent us or speak for us. As a matter of fact, sit in a corner, suck your thumb, and mind your business. So, once Candice Owens got a whiff of Cardi B's hit back, Candice Owens decided to do a live and give her, I guess, her take on why Cardi B is being disrespectful and why she shouldn't have not said what she said about Candice being partnered up with a non-black. And in that live, Candice Owens said that our ancestors fought and died for the right for her and others to have access to interracial sex and marriage. Now, that's a new one to me, because the last time I checked, our ancestors died because they were an oppressed people fighting for basic human rights, which we call civil rights. And I don't remember reading anywhere where it said they wanted access to interracial sex or marriage during their fight for civil rights. Because see, a person like Candice Owens is concerned with interracial access. So she'll tie any agenda that promotes civil rights to a point of trying to illustrate that civil rights also incorporated those who want to marry and date and have sex interracially. And I'm gonna call BS on this. This is nonsense. Again, this is another attempt by a person like Candice Owens to justify her actions. Candice Owens does not speak to the black community. Candice Owens talks at the black communities. And on her platforms, the majority of her platforms are followed by whites or non-blacks. And on her platform, she doesn't come up with solutions to help the black community. She only goes on diatribes about the things that are making us dysfunctional. And don't get me wrong, there are plenty of things that make us dysfunctional in the black community. However, like I have said before, and I will say over and over again, if you have divested from the black community, I don't want to hear what you have to say. Your points are invalid. You're ineligible to speak for us or to us. Sit down, suck your thumb, and be quiet. And Candice Owens has a problem with this. Candice Owens, I should say, has an issue with this because we do not, and when I say we, I mean the black community, take her serious or take her seriously, because you cannot date or sleep white and talk black. We do not accept this in the community. So Candice Owens wants to tie her husband's situation, far as being his family is from the UK and his father is in that the Lords thing. I can't remember right now. I can't recall exactly what it is, the League of Lords or something like that. And Candace Owens went on this diatribe about, well, she gave an analogy about what if Mark Zuckerberg and I believe, who was it? Mark Zuckerberg and the guy that married Serena Williams, I can't think of his name right now, if they were in a beef of sorts, that if Mark Zuckerberg brought up Zuckerberg brought up the fact that the guy is married to Serena, which disqualifies him from being engaged in discord between the two, would be racist. And you're right, it would be, because Mark Zuckerberg is a white Jew. And a white person that attacks a black person solely based on color is the quintessential definition of racism. So that's, I didn't even get the point she was trying to make. And furthermore, there are two white people going at each other. So it will only be racism when he brings up Serena Williams as a disqualifier to the discord solely based on her color. Now, what Cardi B did was simply say, hey, Candace Owens, you cannot speak for the black community because you are partnered up with a non-black, and the issues concerning black people you don't have a right to speak on. Now, she didn't say that Candace Owens' husband, by him being white, meant that Candace Owens was ineligible to exist or have any discords or any conversations. What she was basically saying is, because you have divested from the community, you have no interest in the well-being of the community, and you shouldn't speak on these issues. I agree. Once again, I agree with Cardi B, which is rare, but I agree. Candace Owens is just trying to justify, once again, her being partnered up with a non-black and talking down and denigrating black people. Candace Owens, sit down. We're not interested in what you have to say and never will be, because, first of all, I believe Candace Owens is not even a foundational black American. I believe her family heritage goes back to the Caribbean or something like that, which we will, if we do more investigating, and somebody please, if you're listening to this, somebody please try to do a deep dig into figuring out her family lineage, because I don't truly believe Candace Owens is a foundational black American to begin with. I think she's a first generation immigrant from that class, and I think she's disguising it and hiding it for a purpose, and we know that purpose is because we have now, as black Americans, said that if you're not a foundational black American, you can't speak for us. So in closing, let me just say this, and I'll say this to anyone who has divested from the black community. Do not attempt to speak for us, and if you do try to attempt to speak for us, it will fall on deaf ears. That's all I got on this topic. Like, subscribe, and comment. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.